And we apologize for the technical difficulties. I hope you guys are still with us here for Sccbl baseball. It's the top of the fourth inning here, or the bottom of the fourth inning. Riverside Bulldogs down 9-1. Bowman got walked by David May, and now another batter is walked, Sebi. So 2 walks from David May, a little bit of control missing. I'm joined by Drew Knight, Bradford Evans on the call. Drew, what have you seen so far from this Riverside Bulldogs team that you like, and what have you seen that they can improve on?
Well, the obvious problem was the pitching of Alfredo Parras. He's been taken out of the game, and since then they've given up no runs, and they've even scored a run. So offensively, I mean, this is a tough pitcher out there, and they've battled up there. Defensively, they've only made a couple errors, and they haven't amounted to any runs. So, they're doing a lot of things right. It was just an unfortunate pitching performance.
And Gio Villanueva, however you want to say it, both are right. Up to bat now with runners on first and second. Fouls that one off. With 2 strikes on the count and 1 ball. The internet here not very reliable. We've run into quite a few problems here so far during our broadcast, and we are looking to alleviate those issues and bring you Sccbl baseball. 9-1 game, bottom of the fourth inning. David May, the good breaking ball, strikes out Gio Villanueva, but Villanueva kind of disagrees there as he got caught looking at that.
The ball, the catcher caught it low. It might have crossed the strike zone. It might have crossed the strike zone in the zone, but it ended up low in the catcher's mitt. So that's where Villanueva didn't like the call.
And up now is right fielder Max Mikrovic as he smacks that one. It's going to be a shallow fly ball. Maybe not so shallow, but it's definitely a fly ball routine. But the runners will tag up, and there will now be runners on the corners. There's a good hustle play there by Zach Bowman to tag up and run to third base before the center fielder could throw him out.
And that kept carrying and carrying. It looked like a shallow fly ball.
Started out shallow, and then I said, oh, maybe it's not so shallow, but it's still routine.
Yeah, Mallet made the play, and he showed off his arm there. Bowman thought he had an easy tag, and it ended up being a closer play than he expected with the gun from Johnny Mallet out there in center.
And now batting is number 2, Jesse Villalobos, playing
left fielder Jesse Villalobos.
Playing left field today with the runners on the corner, and he's looking to do damage with 2 outs.
And my goodness, they just challenged the tagging up of Bowman, and they said he didn't tag up. They said he left early, so they did the pick to second, and he was forced out.
And that one didn't even occur to us there. It caught us off guard.
The Bulldogs are not going to be happy about that call.
Maybe they need to get Lou Pinella, Chris Joyce to channel his inner Lou Pinella.
Joyce can't afford to get ejected. There's no other coach.
Yeah, so, we have Garrett Trevina, who's the GM and the head coach of Bethesda University, so maybe in an emergency they could use him, or maybe they could go the player coach route.
As we head to the top of the 5th inning, Arroyo still leads the Bulldogs.
It's 9-1 here as we head in the top of the 5th inning. We will be back momentarily. And we're back here live at San Diego High School in Corona, California, in a 9-1 game in which the Arroyo Seco Sentinels lead the Riverside Bulldogs. Out of the game is Reed Sccbl. Reed Sccbl pitching very well, allowing no runs, but only pitched a little bit there, Drew.
Yeah, he in his first appearance of the summer, he probably had a limit of some sort, either innings or pitches. He said before the game that he was only going to pitch 1, and he pitched 2. So
and that ball is actually hit over for a single. Sccbl on the mound now. Ball's given into the infield there. But go ahead, Drew.
Yeah, so that's got to be the reason Sccbl came out. He was pitching very well. But he must add a limit, and so Kalu is in the game and gives up a base knock right away.
And up now is Johnny Mallett. Mallett has shown that he can do it at center field and at the plate.
And is that 4 times on base?
Yes, 4 times on base for Johnny Mallett.
For Posovac.
For Posovac, yes. And we talked about it earlier. Batting .417 heading into this game, and that average is going to keep rising up. And there's going to be Chase Sccbl, and he throws him out there with Posovac trying to steal there to second base.
And that was a perfect
Chase
throw.
Sccbl with a good pickoff move, and they got him at second.
It's more great defense from Sccbl we've seen this whole summer. But yeah, that was a perfect throw to get a speedy Posovac. He's not Juan Pierre speedy, but he's speedy.
He's not Juan Pierre speedy, but yes. Sccbl in relief for Pearson Loska. Or not Pearson, I keep on saying Reed Sccbl, pardon me. Reed Sccbl having a good outing, a short outing, but Chris Joyce just seeing what he can do.
And I'm wondering if Kalu is the plan is for him to go the rest of the game, because there's still 5 innings to be pitched.
And we'll see. He has been a very good pitcher so far for the Riverside Bulldogs. He's been one of the better ones. He's played in nearly every game. Kalu facing the batter, Johnny Mallett. Kalu, that ball's chopped up over to first base. Should be a quick stomp on the first base plate by Bowman. And counts for the first out of the inning.
Second
out, pardon me.
It was as easy as it gets at first base there with a slow ground ball. Barely had to move, and then barely had to move to touch the bag.
Bag number 5, third baseman, Brock Bell.
Brock Bell up, the second baseman for Arroyo Seco. Facing Sccbl for the first time here in the 5th inning. Kalu, breaking ball, big swing by Brock Bell, misses for the strike. Sccbl with that delay in his pitch, he almost stops his movement.
Reminds me of Hideo Nomo when he used to pitch. It's real slow wind up, very deliberate.
And how can that mess with your timing as a batter?
Well, you time to a pitcher's wind up, and for a batter, it's a lot quicker of a routine you need. It's basically a load and a step and a swing. And when a pitcher takes that long, it's hard to slow down those 3 steps enough to get the timing.
And Kalu delivers once again for a strike.
A nice curveball dropped right in the zone there.
Kalu more of a technical pitcher than a guy that's going to just blow it past you.
Yeah, he has great off-speed stuff we've seen. And he has better control than a lot of the pitchers on the Bulldogs roster.
Kalu from the windup. Ooh, nice breaking ball once again. Strikes out Brock Bell. And the bottom of the 5th inning will ensue in a moment. Back here live in the bottom of the 5th, Drew Knight and Bradford Evans on the call with you. There's been a substitution. The Arroyo Seco Sentinels pulling out one of their best players, Brandon Posavec, and subbing in Joe Morin into left field. And at the plate is Jesse Villalobos for the Bulldogs. May, first pitch of the bottom of the 5th inning, counts as a strike.
David May, it's still going strong. No signs of slowing up soon.
And not with that fastball. That fastball misses almost at the eyebrows of Villalobos. However, counts as a ball, 1-1 on the count. David May misses inside, and Villalobos just kind of jumps out of the way there. Make sure he doesn't get hit by the pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike, 9-1 game. David May delivers once again. Two is the count. Villalobos swings, big swing there, misses, and David May strikes out yet another batter.
That was a 6-pitch at bat, and they were all fastballs. So May does have an excellent curveball, but he really saves it for certain situations, and he trusts his hard fastball.
Due up now is the man of the hour for the Riverside Bulldogs, Kyle Kayberry, who got on with a double. That ball almost went out of the park, and then he stole third to get into scoring position. We'll see what he can do here.
Kayberry's DHing today, and we were saying in between innings, it was a surprise because he's one of our best fielding outfielders, if not the best.
Kayberry using that wide receiver ability on the baseball field when he is out there in the outfield as well. Takes a big swing there, goes down 0-1 in the count. 1 out. 9-1 is the score. Another big swing there by Kyle Kayberry.
May is just rearing back and blowing it by him. High in the strike zone. Maybe not called. They may not be called strikes, but he's swinging right through them.
And May once again, Kyle Kayberry knew that breaking ball was coming, didn't swing at it. That breaking ball has been so lethal for David May today on the mound.
Had he swung, it would have been a sure miss.
May just strategically putting the batters on the ropes here. Now, wow, there's a breaking ball, and he got it. Didn't get him on the first breaking ball there, Drew, but he got him on the second.
Yeah, and Kayberry was fooled that time. He thought it was going to be inside. and it dropped right into the strike zone. And as soon as the catcher caught it, K-Berry turned around before the umpire even made the call. He knew.
So that's 2 outs here, 2 strikeouts for David May as Sam Neufeld is on, hoping to get something going for the Riverside Bulldogs in a 9-1 game. And there's a wild pitch there, misses way wide past the glove of Darren Tenson. You hear the thud of the backstop there. No bones broken though, so worked out well for Riverside Bulldogs.
The backstop here on this field is very far away from home plate. If there's runners on, they can easily take a base on a pass ball.
May gets that one to go as a strike. 1-1 is the count. 2 outs, 9-1 game. Bottom of the 5th inning. David May once again. Oh, that ball's hit very far by Sam Neufeld. It could go out, and it's going to go out. That one's gone for a solo shot. Great job by Sam Neufeld to get there. He took that one and took him deep.
Yeah, that's the first really well-hit pulled ball and a fastball that we've seen from the Bulldogs. Neufeld smoked it straight away left. The left fielder, the new left fielder in the game, climbed the fence, almost had a shot at it, but it was just out of reach, and it's 9-2.
So 9-2 after the solo shot by Sam Neufeld. Something positive to take from the bottom of the 3rd inning after the first 2 batters of this inning strike out.
Number 6.
And we've seen the bottom of the order
Nate
getting it done.
Munoz is due up now.
K-Berry with the double, Neufeld with the home run out of the 8-9 spots in the lineup.
And Nate Munoz pops this one up. Should be routine for Tesson, and it is. 1 run scored thanks to the Sam Neufeld solo shot over to left field. 9-2 ball game. Riverside Bulldogs head into the 6th inning of play. Semi Kalu will take the mound once again. Don't go anywhere as the Riverside Bulldogs try to mount a comeback.
And welcome back to Arroyo Seco Sentinels versus Riverside Bulldogs here at Santiago High School in Corona, California. Semi Kalu remains on the mound. And the 4th hitter for the Sentinels, the right fielder, number 55, Matt Colomes, is due up to lead off the inning.
And Matt Colomes leading off the inning, as Drew said. Semi Kalu on the bump. Misses high. Chase Sebi flags that one down. 1-0 is the count. Kalu delivers once again. It's fouled off over to the Bulldog dugout. 1-1 is the count. And Semi Kalu facing Colomes. Semi Kalumis is there for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sccbl from Taiwan, pastoral theology major at Bethesda University, coached by Garrett Trevino and company. And that ball's hit over into the third base gap. Left fielder will, it's an error by the left fielder. And that ball just hopped past him. It would have been a single there, Drew, but can't see who that is out there at left field. Jesse Villalobos just didn't get his body in front of that one, and as a result, Arroyo Seco gets an extra base.
Yeah, that was just some lazy defense. He just didn't go with the hop, let it get by him.
Now batting shortstop, number 19, Jackson Critch.
And Jackson Critch, who hit a home run earlier, is back on. Sccbl checks to second real quick after having Critch swing at that first pitch. Sccbl checks to second, delivers high, misses for a ball. 1-1 is the count. Runner on second. 9-2 game. Top of the sixth inning. And that one counts as a ball as well. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sccbl delivers once again. You hear the gruff call of a strike by the umpire there. A little bit louder than he was in the first couple innings. 2-2. Ooh, big swing there, and he goes down. That's number 19, Jackson Critch, striking out. Oh, pardon me, he did not strike out. We thought his first pitch was a strike, but it was a ball. So now there's 2 strikes. Kalu misses high and walks the batter. Instead of a strikeout, we get a walk. Runners on first and second here. And Darren Tesson, who was stranded on first for what seemed like an eternity last time out, comes in and hopefully for his team can get things moving. Kalu once again delivers a breaking ball, misses outside.
I don't know who else they have to pitch today, so
maybe you'll see Joel Avina in there, who plays catcher and pitcher for this team. We'll see. Kalu pitched yesterday as well, so can't pitch every day. You know, you're not Satchel Paige. You can't really just throw anytime you want. And there will be a quick mound visit between Sebi and Sccbl here, just talking things over. Sebi trying to calm his pitcher down. With Darren Tesson up to bat here. Tesson with a full man's beard, it seems like. He's got some nice facial hair as he walks to first base, and the bases are now loaded. Another big opportunity for this Arroyo Seco team. I texted Garrett.
Now batting number 21, first baseman, Jason Amani.
Jason Ajamian up to bat.
No outs still this inning.
Yeah, bases are loaded here in the 6th inning of play. Sccbl in a bit of a jam. Let's see if he can get out as that ball's hit over to third. Nice play by Villalobos, or by Villanueva, to get it to second base. Gets the easy out, but a runner scores, making it 10-2.
And they'll take it. They'll take the 2 outs for the 1 run in a game that they're already losing by a large margin. You're just trying to get through these innings at this point.
A little bit of damage control here, Drew.
Definitely damage control. If Villanueva tried to turn and throw that home, maybe he would have gotten out, or maybe it could have been worse. So they'll take the 2 outs for the 1 run.
Daniel Clore up here. Clore DHing today from Oral Roberts University. That's quite a ways away over on the East Coast. Clore. Ball misses there. It's a 10-2 game, the 6th inning. Sccbl on the mound, as we've said. Kalu misses high. Two balls, 1 strike. Runner on third base. And Sccbl misses there. That one looked like a strike there. What did you think, Drew?
Yeah, I thought it looked close enough to call it a strike. But the umpire has a very strict strike zone today. He's not given much on the outside to right-handed batters. So.
Ooh, that ball's wild, and a runner's going to score from it. It's going to be 11-2 now as the runner on third comes home. Sccbl losing control here.
And that was ball 4 as well, so.
A double whammy with no out, 2 outs now after the double play, but 2 runs is scored in this inning. And now due up is the 9th in the 9 hole is Micah Lloyd, the second baseman who struck out earlier, but we'll see what he can do here. Micah Lloyd. Ball misses high inside. And Sccbl struggling here a little bit. Best pitcher today has been Reed Sebi. And that ball's hit over far wide right. And it's going to be a fair ball here. And runners are going to get to at least second. Maybe a runner will come to home. And number 3, Daniel Clore, just elects to stay on third. Sccbl getting rocked a little bit here.
And that ball was ripped down the line. We thought maybe it'd go foul, but he kept it just inside, out of our sight line again. Maybe Clore could have scored in a closer game. They might have sent him, but with a 9-run lead, there's no need to test the limits there.
And now due up for the first time is Joe Morin. Joe Morin taking over for Brandon Posavec. We touched on how beneficial and great Brandon Posavec has been for the Sentinels team, and we'll see if Joe Morin can get things going.
Yeah, and only a half game for Posavec, but he still reached base 4 times.
That's success.
Yeah, it's a game you'll take.
(11-2) here. Runners on second and third. Sccbl struggling here in the 6th inning of play. Sccbl, the Bethesda University product, coached by Garrett Trevino and his summer ball coach, Chris Joyce. Oh, that ball's hit far into the gap between left field and center field as Nate Munoz flags it down, but 2 runs come home, and now it's 13-2 here, and as I remind you, there's no mercy rule in the Sccbl.
And Posavec's replacement proves to be just
as potent.
Yeah.
So far here, Drew, what can the Riverside Bulldogs do here to stop the bleeding? I mean, the game is long gone for them, and barring a miracle, but how can they get out of here relatively unscathed the rest of the way?
They need to stop making mistakes on defense and stop leaving pitches up. I mean, that
ball was left up high, as you just talked about, and Neufeld tries to flag it down. Munoz is going to try to go home there, and ball's cut off by Neufeld before he could get it to home for another run. 14-2. The Riverside Bulldogs absolutely getting waxed here in the 6th inning, and we have 3 more innings to go, and these 3 innings could last quite a while if this Bulldog team doesn't get things going.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, like you said, the game is gone from the Bulldogs. Kalu just needs to stop the bleeding. He needs to really lock down and just, I mean, quite simply pitch better than he has, because they're hitting everything he's got. And, yeah, there's been defensive mistakes, but you can't blame it all on the defense. There's been a lot of solid hits.
So, yeah, lots of solid hit.
Now batting number 5, third baseman, Brock Bell.
Brock Bell due up here. Bell's had himself a game so far. He's been on base 3 times, I believe, and things are really looking good for this Arroyo Seco team. And that ball's hit. It's going to be fair. Bounces right off at third base. Umpire calls it fair, and runner's going to get to third. Runners will be on the corners here, thanks to a Brock Bell single that just hit the third base bag, popped up, and there's nothing the Bulldogs could do about it as that one left. Sccbl laboring here just like Alfredo Parras, and I'm sure Chris Joyce is wishing that Reed Sebi could have pitched a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, if Sebi didn't have a limit, he was shutting down these batters, and it's too bad that he had to come out. But, I mean, other pitchers got to do what he did. And that ball was crushed down the line. That's like the infield single equivalent of hitting the foul pole. He hit the base.
Matt Colomes up to bat again, and he hits that one the first time, but it's blocked by Sccbl. Sam Neufeld's going to throw out Colomes after a really, really rough inning in which 6 runs were scored.
Kalu got lucky, too. That was crushed up the middle. Hit off his glove, which slowed it down significantly for Neufeld to be able to make the play. But had he not done that, that would have been another run.
So 14-2, it's a brutal game for the Riverside Bulldogs. They're licking their wounds here, and hopefully just for the sake of pride, they don't let any more runs score and kind of take this into an important 2-game stand against the Palm Springs Power starting Wednesday. Hopefully they can get things going then. They played the Palm Springs Power well in the game we covered. However, in the 7th inning, they came undone, and this is a running theme with this team, is just coming undone late.
Yeah, and this game has been opposite that. From the get-go, we're not doing well, and so we hope that it's completely opposite and they can shut them down here in the late innings. We'll take you to the bottom of the 6th inning when we come back.
Okay. And we're back here live. Bradford Evans, Drew Knight, bringing you Sccbl baseball. Riverside Bulldogs taking on the Arroyo Seco Sentinels. It's a really ugly game here if you're a Bulldogs fan. 14-2 is the score here. David May is off the bump for the Sentinels, and now it's J.D. Rusamano pitching, and we'll see what he's made of.
And May did a great job, so tough act to follow.
Aaron Halpert leads the inning off, strikes, or has one strike. Aaron Halpert hits that one to center field, but it's going to be a fly ball, easily dealt with by the Sentinels. And that was Johnny Mallett Mallet just flagging that one down to make it 1 out. 14-2. Really ugly game here for the Bulldogs. J.D. Rusamano gets his first batter out with a fly ball.
Looks like we have a pinch hitter, Nick Valdez.
And now a new in the game, a new sub. He was on first at last inning actually, is Nick Valdez. And I was expecting him to maybe pitch, and maybe we'll see him actually pitch a little bit later. Sccbl just really struggling so far, surrendering 6 runs in the 6th inning. Nick Valdez here, hoping to get things going. Valdez, a tall kid, has a little bit of thickness to him. Takes that one for a strike. Valdez facing Rusamano. It's kind of interesting. I don't see anybody here with any of those high socks, Drew. I like the high sock look with the old school.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that, but now that you mention it, I have not seen anyone with the high socks.
At least you'll at least have 1 or 2 guys that'll usually.
Yeah, usually the tall pitchers like to do it, especially, or like the speedy guys, but no one today.
The Juan Pierre type guys.
Yeah.
And that ball's smacked over to the third base. It's going to be dealt with by Arroyo Seco, and a really good play there by the third baseman. That was
Brock Bell.
Brock Bell just kind of scooped it. I thought that one was going to go past him. Scooped it, and off-balance throw over to first base. Gets the runner out.
He's going away from first base. That's a really hard throw to make on the run. And it was pretty much perfect. A scoop by the first baseman, but it was a pretty easy scoop to make.
Chase Sccbl due up now, the catcher. One of the team's best defensive players. We'll see if he can get things going offensively. Chase Sccbl hits that one beyond J.D. Rusamano over in the second base, but there's a bare hand glove, kind of a web gem play there. Really nice job by Michael Lloyd. Michael Lloyd just barehanded it, got it to first, fired it to first. So 2 nice web gem spectacular plays by the Sentinels, and it just shows the difference in quality so far, in fielding has been a major difference between the 2 teams today.
Yeah, great defense from the Sentinels there, and it's one of the reasons they're on top 14-2 right now.
And we're actually going to have a pitching change here. Sccbl, it's not a surprise at this point, but Jesse Villalobos, who's playing left field, is going to go in and play as a pitcher here. We will be back with the top of the 7th inning in a 14-2 ball game. And back here live at San Diego High School in Corona, 14-2 ball game. Arroyo Seco absolutely waxing the Riverside Bulldogs, giving them the business, as they say. There's a pitching change here. Sccbl is out in left field, and now the left fielder for most of the game up until this point, Jesse Villalobos now takes over on the mound. Jackson Critch, who's homered this game. Really, really good play so far. See what he can do here. Villalobos.
Arroyo Seco had been struggling, much like the Bulldogs, coming into this series, and they've gotten two. It looks like it's going to be two big wins, score-wise. So
especially in the league too.
So maybe that's what they needed to boost their confidence, and maybe they'll go on a run.
Villalobos has missed high on his past 2 pitches. 2 balls in this battle between Villalobos and Critch. Critch fouls that one up, and that one's almost going to hit us, but it's not. Going to hit the dugout instead. It looked like it was coming down. Doesn't hit us, though. So.
Whatever slight breeze there is saved us there.
Yeah, it looked like it. The ball really got caught there high in the atmosphere. And here, Villalobos trying to get things going, pitching the Achilles heel today for the Riverside Bulldogs. Some errors as well, but it's really been pitching has been the theme here as Chase Sccbl tries to chase that one down. But it goes out of play. 2-2. Jackson Critch, the shortstop, looking to do things and add to the lead, add to the 14-2 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. 2-2 count. Nobody on. And Villalobos misses high to make it a full count. And Villalobos has missed high on this at-bat. Villalobos once again. Oh, missed. He goes high though, but there's a strikeout. Punches out Critch. Critch is just really upset with himself there. And just smacks his bat at the dirt.
Yeah.
Didn't want to swing at that. Shouldn't have swung at it, and he did.
Yeah, he knew he made a mistake as soon as he swung the bat.
And now Darren Tesson up for the millionth time today. Tesson, the catcher. His legs are definitely not as tired as Chase Sccbl's, are they?
No, Sccbl has spent a lot of time in the squat today.
And that ball's fouled out to the infamous hill. Actually, it's going to go past the hill and hit a car and cause some auto damage.
Yeah, I mean, there's a risk you take when you park close to the field here. There's a parking lot that's quite a walk, but there's a little bus loop that you can park in.
Are you going to pay for convenience, or are you going to do it the other way? Yeah.
But it's a dangerous place for a car because balls can fly up there pretty easily.
Villalobos misses high once again against Darren Tesson. Two-one count here. Villalobos delivers a curveball, hits Chase Sccbl on the top of the helmet there. And a little foul tip there, I think they're going to call, because there was some contact.
Foul tip right off his head.
And even with all that stuff, yeah, it can hurt, right?
Yeah, and the umpires, umpires and catchers have a relationship. They know what it's like to be behind home plate. Umpire gave him a little bit of time to recover there, wiping off a already clean home plate.
Tesson in a battle with the new pitcher this inning, Villalobos, who has 1 strikeout so far. And there's another foul ball. 2-2 is the count. 14-2 ball game in the 7th inning. Barring a miracle, the Arroyo Seco Sentinels are going to get their 4th win of the season. Villalobos again, that ball's hit far wide right. And that one doesn't hit a car either. Yes, it did. I heard a thud. It hit something.
It's hard. We can't see the cars, so it's hard to tell exactly.
We're telling by sound
how far away they are from the fence, but there's been some balls
they're awfully close
that are dangerous. Yeah.
And it's still 2-2. 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. Wind up goes, breaking ball in the dirt by Villalobos. Villalobos almost looks like he's going to fly off the mound with that windup he's got. Full count here. See if Villalobos can get a strike. He does not get a strike. It's the 4th ball. Therefore, it's a walk for Tessin. And now,
Is that a pinch hitter?
due up as a pinch hitter, number 31. Oh, Jeff Oakey.
Jeff Oakey of Occidental College.
Number 31, Jeff Oakey.
In for a Jamian. And there's Villalobos is missing high so far.
Yeah, Villalobos has been up in the zone. He got lucky with a strikeout on Critch, but yeah, if you don't swing the bat,
you don't get it. You don't go anywhere. And then that ball's hit over to Mikrovic over in right field. And it's going to be extra bases here for Oakey. Jeff Oakey gets a double, and Tetson goes to third base. Jesse Villalobos as well, although he has a strikeout, is in a dangerous position.
yeah, and that was once again hit into right down the line where we can't see. But it looked like it maybe had a chance to go out. It didn't go out, but it was a double, and their second and third one out. Villalobos is going to have to pitch himself out of jam.
Daniel Clore is up to bat now. Go ahead.
Every pitcher for the Bulldogs so far today has had jams to try to pitch out of, and most of them have been unsuccessful.
14-2 here in the top of the 7th inning. It's a very, not the best game from the Riverside Bulldogs, to put it nicely.
No, they've had some sloppy defense, not great offense. I mean, we've faced good pitching. But most importantly, they've just not had good pitching performances from everyone except for Reed Sebi, and Sebi could only go 2 innings, and that was even stretching him.
Villalobos delivers a, wow, that one was not a strike. The umpire just, both his legs on his knees, does not make the motion for a strike there, even though you could argue it was one.
This umpire is not changing his strike zone for the situation. Some umpires will do that, especially at lower levels. When a game is getting out of control, he'll widen the strike zone, maybe end the game quicker, but he's sticking with his zone.
True master of his craft, huh? And there's 3 balls here, 3 straight balls by Jesse Villalobos to walk the batter, number 3, Daniel Clore. And now it's going to look like Micah Lloyd's getting back on. Micah Lloyd with that really nice play in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, it's a play that you even see major leaguers not making on a daily basis. It's a very good defensive second base play with the bare hand.
Micah Lloyd, big swing there. Runners on 2nd and 3rd in a 14-2 ball game. Things not going according to plan for Chris Joyce and company.
And no, after yesterday's game, when a lot of pitchers were used, you wanted a game with less pitchers, and they have not gotten that today.
And they're going to try to throw out, Chase Sebi's going to try to throw out the third base runner. Throws it over to Gio Villanueva, but doesn't get him. I mean, anything to get these batters to go down, right? Or these runners, just to get out of this inning.
Yeah,
get over with this game.
Takeouts wherever you can find them.
Misses high once again. What's he going to have to do here, Jesse Villalobos, to not miss high, Drew?
I mean, you just got to work lower. He's got to not be afraid of throwing strikes.
Is there anything you see in his windup that's making him miss high?
You know, he might be forcing it. He, like you said, it looks like he might fall off the mound.
That ball's popped up over the right-hand side, and it's a foul ball. None of the fielders able to get on that one and get the second out of the inning. Drew, you were talking about the labored pitching of Jesse Villalobos.
Yeah, he's one of those pitchers that looks like he puts everything he has into every pitch, and maybe in this situation he's working a little too hard and the ball is leaving his hand early. You just got to find the release point a little later and work the ball down.
Jesse Villalobos hoping to get his team out of a jam here. The runners on second and bases loaded, pardon me, with 1 out. Micah Lloyd up. Micah Lloyd fouls that one off, so 2 strikes here. And we're really going to have to see something special from Villalobos if nobody's to get on, come home.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take a double play ball here. We'll take a strikeout here. But it's going to be tough to get out of this inning.
And that ball's fouled off once again by Micah Lloyd. Almost a strikeout. He kind of hits his bat, hits his helmet with his bat. Kind of like, man, why did I swing at that one?
Lloyd tonight has been one of the more animated players on the field. He's reacting to every one of his swings, every one of his defensive plays.
Bases loaded in a 14-2 ball game in the top of the 7th inning. And that ball's hit for, it's going to be a base hit. Multiple runs are probably going to score here. And 2 runs.
No, just one run scored.
One run scored there on the single, but bases are still loaded. Micah Lloyd just bloops it over into shallow right field, making it 15-2 in favor of the Sentinels.
With the 12-run, now 13-run lead, it looks like Arroyo Seco is finally just going to go station to station here on hits. Even if they could score more, they're not going to force it.
Kind of a gentleman's agreement.
It's
right.
One of the old moves in baseball. If you're beating a team by enough runs, I mean, if you have an obvious given run, you're not going to not take it, but you're not going to take the extra base. You're not going to take the extra run if you don't need it.
So here, Villalobos struggling. I could say that about all pitchers today other than Reed Sebi for the Riverside Bulldogs. It has not been a good outing for the pitching staff of Riverside.
And on the other end of that coin, Arroyo Seco has had probably their best offensive performance of the year. They came in with fairly low averages across the board, and they all got a boost today.
Well, I was talking to the media guy Blake for Arroyo Seco Sentinels, and he was telling me that only 4 guys really play every game there every day: Posovac, Mallet, Bell, and Colomes. And as that ball's hit over into shallow center field, and 2 runs are going to score here after a nice hit with 1 out. But I was talking, I mean, we would touch on that more if there wasn't just raining runs. It's 17-2 now, but they're saying they only have 4 everyday guys.
Right. So. I mean, that's like we were talking about earlier in the game. They've got about a 35-man team, which is even less than teams like Palm Springs and San Diego. But compared to the Bulldogs, it's a lot. That's about twice the roster we have. So we've got, 9, 10 guys that are everyday guys, and with the pitching staff in the shape that it's in, we're seeing a lot of people every game.
And coming to pitch, he pitched yesterday, which he's probably not too happy. He has to go back out on the mound. Is Connor McCollum pitching in relief? McCollum has probably been the best pitcher so far for this Bulldogs team. He gave up 5 runs yesterday. However, his outing against Palm Springs was quality. And we'll see if Connor McCollum here can get things going as his team is really in dire need. They're just absolutely getting destroyed. 17-2 here. We are going to take a quick break as Connor McCollum warms up. We'll be back momentarily. And we are back here at San Diego High School in Corona, California. Bradford Evans and Drew Knight are on the call today. Been a very ugly game for the Riverside Bulldogs, allowing the most runs they've allowed this season. 17 runs, as number 2 Johnny Mallett
Now batting number 2
is
Johnny Mallett.
up at the plate, and Connor McCollum's in to pitch. Connor McCollum has been quality. He's shown his quality in 2 outings so far this season. He allowed 5 runs last game, but the game before that he played very well, except he had to leave early. And it can't be good to have to pitch every single day, Drew.
No, and these college leagues are to show for pitchers. It's to showcase their arm, but it's also for them not to get hurt. Like that would be terrible if they got hurt in one of these leagues. The relatively meaningless leagues.
That ball's hit over far wide right.
That found a car.
Did it?
I mean it bounced back towards us, so I think it maybe hit a car on a bounce, but it.
Well, let's hope it wasn't the windshield, and let's hope it's not too bad of a dent. I know I'm parked a little bit further, so you're gonna have to crush it. You're gonna have Barry Bonds up there to hit my car. So.
And mine is
I'm covered.
Mine's got to be right behind home plate, so I think we're good.
And Connor McCollum, there's a foul tip into the glove of Chase Sebi. Counts as the second out of the inning with runners on first and second.
Now batting number 5, third baseman, Brock Bell.
And Brock Bell due up here. Brock Bell's been making life miserable for this Riverside Bulldog team.
And he had a great defensive play as well.
Yeah, Brock Bell just doing it all today. Good flash of the glove there at third, just off-balance throw over to first. A big league play for sure. And it's 17-2 here, bottom of the top of the 7th inning. Breaking ball misses from Connor McCollum. Connor McCollum pitched last night, so he's got to be tired. That arm is not rested. Is there any advantage to having to pitch back-to-back days, like for experience or anything, any positive you could take from that?
The one positive I could take is, if you are a bullpen guy or if you are a starter who might turn into a bullpen guy, it is an experience you might have, especially the higher you go into baseball, like in different levels. But yeah, it's not something that's good for your arm, and it's not something you want to do in these kind of leagues.
And that ball's fouled up, and that one will stay and hit the. No, it will not. Man, these balls are just carrying, and there's going to be a whole row of dented cars at the end of this game.
It's right in about the same spot. It might be one car getting.
I always think it's going to hit that infamous hill, and none of them have because that wind's blowing a little bit, it's breezing, and that ball, though a baseball feels a little bit heavy in your hand, it carries in the wind. Runners on first and second, 17-2 is the score here. Really ugly game for the Riverside Bulldogs.
Oh, and he blew a fastball
Just
by him.
Nice fastball there by Connor McCollum.
It was an uncharacteristic swing from Brock Bell.
Brock Bell swings, but he won't be too worried as they're up 17-2. We're going into the bottom of the seventh inning here. We'll be back momentarily. Back here live in Corona, California, a very ugly game. 17-2 here. Bradford Evans on the call with Drew Knight. Things have not been going according to plan for this Bulldogs team, and actually up to bat here is Gio Villanueva as he hits a high, wide right ball. It's going to count as a routine fly ball for the first out of the inning. He swung at the first pitch there. Things are happening so quickly we can't even get our bearings. That's number 27.
And it's still JT
JT Rousseau. And now up here is Max Mikrovic. Mikrovic, the right fielder, hoping to get things going in this long game. Game has been 2 hours and 45 minutes about, and maybe a little bit longer, but that sun's creeping in. The sun's coming down and hitting our arm.
It's we started at 3:30, so 2 hours.
Breaking ball in the dirt by Max Mikrovic. Elects not to swing at that one. (17-2) here, bottom of the 7th inning. Will the Bulldogs put up a late fight here? That ball's flied out to center field at the warning track, collected by Mallet for the out. 2 outs here.
And 2 deep fly balls this inning, but in the scoreboard, they're 2 outs.
And due up now for the Riverside Bulldogs.
Connor McCollum's batting.
Connor McCollum. Connor McCollum pitching and batting. McCollum rocking the New Balances. Takes a big swing there, and I don't think he bats a lot because his teammates are really cheering him on here as he took a big hack going down 0-1.
Yeah, the dugout is all on the rail there. They want to see this at bat.
0-2, yes, a 17-2 game.
Which tells you that this is a rarity, because when you're down 17-2, it's rare to be that excited about nobody on that bat.
You got to find the positives somewhere.
And
McCollum doesn't go at swing at that one. It's a 1-2 count.
It's good to see that they're not taking the loss too hard, because, like we've touched on, these are relatively meaningless games. No one goes home and talks about their summer league championship.
Well, maybe they do. I would. As Connor McCollum takes a big swing there, goes down 1-2-3 inning for JD Rusamano, and it'll be the top of the 8th inning here. I'd imagine Connor McCollum's coming back out. He is not. Yeah, he'll come out. We're going to go into the 8th inning. We're going to take a quick break. 17-2. Back here live for the bottom of the 8th inning. Bradford Evans, Drew Knight on the call here with you at Santiago High School in beautiful Corona, California. Beautiful and hot, might I add, as that sun. We have it easy up. The media guys for Arroyo Seco don't have it as easy as we do. They've been having bake in the sun the whole game, but at least they have a tan over there. So, you know, props to them. As I remain white, they will be tan for summer. Back to the top of the 8th inning here. Up to bat here is Matt Colomes, number 55. Big 55 is what they call him.
Is it? Can we verify that?
Yes. I did not make that up at all.
I think they called Movan something similar.
Yeah. Gets nice and deep into that stance, like Movan, the great Boston Red Sox and Anaheim Angel, Movan.
95 MVP.
And we'll see. That ball's hit out to right field. Foul ball. It's a 17-2 game in case you're just joining us. Bottom or top of the 8th inning here. Things not going the way of the Riverside Bulldogs, but the place is still full. No fans have left the game. McCollum deals once again. High, wild pitch. Spider-Man can't get to that one.
The fans came for 9 innings, and they're gonna
enjoy. They are gonna enjoy 9 innings of baseball here.
Just like everyone listening has listened for
the entire game. They came over from part 2 of the broadcast when we had technical difficulties. Haven't left us since, and you guys are much appreciated. Connor McCollum, that ball's hit high behind us. That one hits the hill. No, it doesn't. It almost hits in a truck bed. You want to, what, $1 million if you got that one into the truck bed.
That's getting closer to my car, so
yeah,
I'd appreciate it if they
got
stop.
to be a little bit careful. For the sake of Drew, maybe just bunt the rest of the game. As Colomes calls timeout. Chase Sebi catching. Connor McCollum pitching back-to-back nights in relief. McCollum throws that one for a strike. And never in my life have I been around an atmosphere like this one, Drew. I mean, this one's been rocking from the beginning.
The fans are on the edge of their seats.
The fans are on the edge of their seats in this 17-2 game between the Riverside Bulldogs and Arroyo Seco Sentinels, as that one's hit over to the Aaron Halpert. Digs it, gets it before it touches the ground for the out. 1 out here, top of the 8th inning. Number 19, Jackson Critch, up to bat, struck out last time.
Critch does something interesting that not a lot of players do anymore. He wears his hat underneath his helmet. That's something you saw a lot when you were in Little League and stuff, but a lot of players phase that out as they get older. And
I think every player should wear the hard helmet like John Allrood did.
In the field, too?
Yes. For a fashion statement and for protection.
And pitchers, at least, right?
Yep. That was a wild pitch there. We do have a baseball game here for you. It's a 17-2 game, in case you're wondering the score. McCollum from the stretch. That one is not a strike there, but it looked like it. This umpire really keeping his strike zone. McCollum. That one's fouled off High, wide, and right.
That looked like it might have got past the
No
cars.
car alarms.
The umpire in between innings told us there's no place he'd rather be, so yeah, he's gonna stick to his. He's gonna stick to his strike zone. McCollum's really laboring out there, taking his time between pitches.
Connor McCollum throws once again for a strike down the pipe.
And he walks him. Ball 4 low and outside.
17-2 ball game here. One runner on first base.
Now batting catcher number 37, Darren Tenson.
Darren Tenson on the plate.
Tesson is, he's batting 6th in this lineup. I feel like we've seen him more than any other batter.
Yeah, he's, like I said last time, he's his millionth time up, and it'll be his millionth and one time up if he hits that one out of the park, but it goes far wide right out of bounds for foul ball. Tesson, the catcher of this team. And Connor McCollum checks over to first base. Balls misses high, wide, and right. And Drew, you are right. This umpire is not letting a strike zone budge at all.
No, he's not. And in this league, there's no need to. I mean, he keeps it professional by doing that. And there's a 3-hour time limit, as we said. We're about a half hour from reaching that time limit, so we might do that before this game is over. It's only the top of the 8th.
We are in the final countdown, as Europe fans would know. The final countdown of the game, 30 minutes remaining, or an inning and a half of play. Whichever one comes first, as that one's hit over to first base into the gap, shallow right field. It's going to be maybe extra bases. No, Tesson gets on, as well as Jeff Oakey, or not Jeff, Jackson Critch on first and second. So it's a 17-2 game here in the bottom of the 8th inning, or at the top of the 8th inning, and things don't look like they're going to end anytime soon.
It's unusual for baseball. Baseball's the only sport really that's not timed. So it's unusual for us to have a timer, but that's how this league works, and it increasingly seems like we're going to reach.
Big swing there by Jeff Oakey.
It increasingly seems like we're going to reach the time before the game actually ends 9 innings.
Jeff Oakey takes a big swing he got on last time. And we'll see if he can get on here with runners on first and second. McCollum misses again. Go ahead.
Still only 1 out. And McCollum he's tired from yesterday, but he's not
hitting his strikes.
He's not as crisp as we've seen him before.
Of course, that can come sometimes when you
with fatigue.
When you're fatigued, and McCollum is definitely fatigued, as this Bulldogs team does not have many pitchers. And that ball's chopped up over into the second gap, and actually it bobbled, but Halpert gets the out there. Runners on the corners now, 2 outs. Could have been a double play, but
as the
Bulldogs will take it.
Home plate umpire has not been letting up his strike zone. The field umpire might have been giving a call there. It looked like with the bobble, he could have called the runner safe. Decided to call him out in the situation, down 15 runs.
It's a 15-run game, and barring a miracle matching the play from Cal Stanford stature, we're going to see the Arroyo Seco Sentinels win their 3rd game of the season,
You know, and I think that would
their 4th game.
that might a comeback here would top that, because to come back 15 runs in 2 innings versus, you know, one
versus
touchdown.
one play.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the Atlanta Falcons Patriots game wouldn't have nothing on a comeback like this.
No, I mean, you can debate for days what's a bigger situation, the Super Bowl or this summer collegiate baseball game, but I would take the Super Bowl.
By a hair. And this Sccbl game, the pinnacle of baseball so far today, in a 17-2 game. Bulldogs looking to come back. Runners on the corners here.
To start
Check
the comeback, they'll have to get out of this inning first. There are 2 outs, but McCollum is really laboring up there.
Laboring is a word we've used. It's the word of the day for these pitchers. These pitchers have been not been able to locate any of their stuff here. McCollum throws once again. It's in the dirt. A walk. Bases are loaded in a 17-2 game.
And Michael Lloyd coming up, but there's a mound visit.
And we're on our 4th pitcher today here. Alfredo Parras struggled. Reed Sebi did not, but he only pitched 2 innings. I'm sure Chris Joyce would have hoped that he could have pitched until now, but he's just kind of kicking the tires there, seeing what he has with that player. Then it was Semai Kalu coming in. No dice for Semai Kalu. Had a meltdown in the 6th inning of play, allowing 6 runs, and now it's been Connor McCollum. Connor McCollum, who we've seen before play well, can't get any of his stuff to go into the strike zone here, and he's walked runners in. Michael Lloyd up at the plate with the bases loaded, and we'll see what happens here in a 17-2 game.
And I'm sure it would have been more than 4 pitchers today if they had the resources, but they just simply got to go with what they have.
Ball is fouled up high over to the left-hand side out of play. Micah Lloyd, we'll see if he shows mercy. And speaking of mercy, as I've said, there is no mercy rule in the Sccbl. It's timed, so after 3 hours of play, the game will end. Which means that if the Riverside Bulldogs were to come back here, they would have to score 15 runs in 25 minutes. So, crazier things have been done.
But not often and not many. We have seen our share of lopsided games so far
I think they can do it
this season, but we have yet to reach the time limit. So
we got close against the San Diego Force in a game that ended 12-4. But yes, we've not reached the time limit. There's going to be a strikeout there from Michael Lloyd to end the inning. We head into the 9th inning of play here. Bottom of the 8th, pardon me. 17-2 game here. Barring a miracle, the Arroyo Seco Sentinels will win this game and advance to 4 wins on the season. And don't go anywhere, because you won't want to miss the conclusion of this exciting game. And we're back here live for the bottom of the 8th inning of play here between the Arroyo Seco Sentinels and the Riverside Bulldogs in a 17-2 matchup. Simi Kalu takes the plate for the first time. Simi Kalu, of course, pitched in relief for Reed Sebi, and he's looking to get things going in the bottom of the 8th inning. And still pitching is J.D. Rusamano. Likely finish out the game here. Simi Kalu fouls that one off, making it 1 strike on the count.
And we raved about the starting pitcher for the Sentinels. It was David May. But he gave up 2 runs, and so far in relief, Rusamano has given up 0.
Rusamano once again deals a breaking ball, nasty breaking ball inside for a strike. 0-2 in the count. Simi Kalu in some trouble here. Rusamano once again, 0-2. Ball just misses outside of the strike zone. Could have been called for a strike, right, Drew?
Probably. It's a bit low. But this umpire knows his zone, and he sticks to it.
Oh, Simi Kalu swings at a ball as high as the Empire State Building. And he goes down swinging. Not a good pitch to take a swing at there for Simi Kalu. And now due up is Sam Neufeld, who hit a home run. Been one of the only shining spots today for the Riverside Bulldog team.
Kalu saw it at his eyes and took a big hack at it. Really didn't come anywhere close to his bat.
1 out here. Ball counts as a strike. Was low and away from the bat. Paints the edge of the strike zone. Rusamano pitching from the windup here. Shakes his head. He likes the call from the catcher. Ball misses there. 2 balls, no strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And you can tell the difference between Rusamano and the Bulldogs pitchers today. He's been keeping the ball down in the zone, only going up high when he had 2 strikes, which is a good place to be at for a pitcher. It's hard to hit low pitches very hard, even if they're mistake pitches, whereas if you miss high, the batters can feast.
Ball misses low there from Rusamano, making it 2-1 on the count. Sam Neufeld up to bat, 1 out, 17-2 game here in the 9th inning. Ooh, Sam Neufeld tips that one off, and it hits the umpire in his chest protector. And a likely hospital visit if it were not for that chest protector.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they have it, because you're so close to the action right there. Both the catcher and the umpire wear very similar gear for that very reason.
Here in Corona, California, Santiago High School. Santiago, a very good baseball program. Finished 2nd in the Big 8 this year, I believe. Always a threat. Them and just Corona baseball in general is really good. The Corona Panthers reaching the finals, the CIF finals against El Toro, losing to El Toro and in the D1 championship as Sam Neufeld goes out looking. 2 outs on the inning, 17-2 game here. But El Toro's had themselves quite a campaign for their sports. They also won Division I soccer as well, a game which I covered for Inland Sports with the wondrous Pep Fernandez. We covered that game. And the game for baseball was actually at Dodger Stadium. I was unable to make it. However, I saw the highlights, and it was a very closely contested game with the Corona Panthers going down to El Toro. And we go back to this game here. It's 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning here. And Marcelo Arcos up to bat, the University of Laverne product. Showed up late, actually. Chris Joyce didn't think he was going to show up today, but made it the last second, and just another body you can just throw in there, right, Drew, to get things going and get some of these guys an early rest.
Yeah, and I mean, anybody counts right now. They would take anyone in a game like this.
Drew, you ready to play then? Ready to relive the glory days? Get out there and bat?
You know, I would, but I've got some nagging injuries. I don't know if I could.
Some nagging. I mean, they do say that Drew Knight, if he did not get Tommy John, would have been in the major leagues. He would have been the number 2, maybe the number 1 pitcher on the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's what they say. Urban legend.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to read the papers because you know they can make up stuff.
They
sometimes.
sensationalize a lot,
Right,
but I heard that he was a pretty good player. So 2-1 count here. There is a baseball game taking place here. 17-2, bottom of the 8th inning. Marcelo Arcos up to bat for the first time today. Arcos takes a timeout. He might be electing to go for the time route rather than ending this game.
Yeah, I mean, if Arcos gets out right here, it's likely we'll just play 9 innings because I think even if the time limit is reached, we'll play the bottom of the 9th.
Arcos fouls that one up, and he says, Drew, we're going nowhere.
All they need is a run per minute right now, and they'll be back in this game.
A very difficult task, but a doable task for this Riverside Bulldog team. Ball's fouled up by Marcelo Arcos. And maybe if they were to hit 15 straight home runs, they'd be back in this game.
I mean, we've never seen it done like that, but
Who says it could?
I think if there was a team to do it, it'd be these Riverside Bulldogs. Arcos could be the spark plug they needed.
Marcelo Arcos. Big swing there after a good battle between Arroyo Seco and Marcelo Arcos. He goes down, and it will be the conclusion of the game here, top of the 9th inning.
Arroyo leads 17-2.
Looks like we're going to finish it up and play all 9.
And we just had a grunt from one of the Riverside Bulldog players. He actually didn't even know the score there. We said 17-2, and he just said 17-2. Like,
that was Reed Sebi.
Yeah, Reed Sebi.
I mean, he wouldn't know the score. He didn't give up any of the runs, but
yeah, good outing if there's a positive to take from this game. Reed Sebi and Sam Neufeld have played well. I mean, 17-2. It's a collective effort here, but both those players have played well, and we have Aaron Halpert on the mound with just a mile-wide grin when he threw that one, because you know this guy doesn't get on the mound too often, so we'll see what he can do here for the conclusion of this game. Maybe they could find a hidden gem this season. His pitching's been so difficult. Maybe Aaron Halpert has something up his sleeve to offer for them as they head into a tough matchup against the Palm Springs Power, who lost 2 to the San Diego Force, so they're not invincible, but very good team. As we saw Hayden Schilling last time out, batting .529 when we saw him. New Mexico State Lobo, or New Mexico Lobo. Really, really good player. And the Riverside Bulldogs are hoping that the rest of the season doesn't end this way for them, and not every game, because it's a little bit deflating to go out there every time and just,
lose.
Lose, and they've been in closer games, and but
certainly they won't have losses this bad very often.
Yeah,
Hopefully
this
not
is
again.
an anomaly. This is an anomaly. This team has shown stretches of good play.
It's about finishing games for them. I mean, this one is, like you said, it's an outlier, but they've had close games where they've lost it in the end, and so it's about finishing.
Joe Morin up to bat here for Arroyo Seco. On the mound now is Aaron Halpert. Aaron Halpert of Cypress College. We have now five Cypress College players with the addition of Reed Sebi. Cypress College, as that ball's hit over into the gap, third base, into shallow left field. It's going to be a single there for Joe Morin. But Cypress College is a pretty good team. They are third in the Orange Empire League behind Riverside City College and I believe Saddleback.
They tied with Saddleback.
So yes, they tied with Saddleback for that. I'm drawing a blank on who finished first in the Orange Empire League, as that one's fouled off by number 2, Johnny Mallett. But like you said, this league's not necessarily about wins and runs. It's more about reps, correct, Drew?
Yeah, I mean, that's what summer collegiate baseball's for. The more important wins come on your...
hit fair over to shallow right field, and runners get to first and second as Johnny Mallett just runs to second, but didn't seem like Joe Morin wanted to go. You know, he just said, let's kind of end this game. But now there are runners on second and third as Joe Morin elected to go to second base, and Brock Bell due up now. Aaron Halpert, not usually a pitcher, out here to finish the game.
And he's not going to have an easy inning. He already has given up 2 base runners and 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out. So he's got to fight.
And that ball misses high from Aaron Halpert. It was a fastball. 0-1 against Brock Bell. Halpert checks to third. Ball is fouled up. Gonna stay for Sam Neufeld. Lost track of that ball. It went so high. But Sam Neufeld gets the easy out. Runners stay on second and third in a 17-2 game. Bottom of the 8th inning here. No mercy rule. And now up is
Matt Colomes.
Now batting, Matt Colomes.
Ball misses high there from Aaron Halpert. Aaron Halpert's going to need some help from his defense to get out of this one.
I would imagine he doesn't have the strikeout stuff that some of the more natural pitchers have.
Halpert naturally not a pitcher. Second baseman, good fielder. That ball's fouled off again. Halpert once again looks to third base. Throws high, misses. And he's in a dangerous position. He could walk a batter onto first base. That ball's hit, fouled up to the right side and hits the gate into the infamous hill.
That's one of the first ones that didn't just go over the fence into the car area. In other news, what do we have planned for the weekend here, Drew? I mean, this was my weekend.
This was, yeah.
I mean, tomorrow's Father's Day. Spend it with Dad.
Of course, I'm sure all these players will want to do the same. I'm going to be doing the same as well. With my hero, spending a day with him. So that'll be good. Probably have dinner, a few other things. And that ball misses high. And he walks the batter, that being Aaron Halpert, number 19 coming out. Jackson Critch. But yeah, Father's Day. Usually don't do anything too crazy at my house, but
yeah, Mother's Day is usually
Mother's
a bigger
Day
deal.
gets all the press. So,
but yeah, the dads deserve their day.
yeah, I don't see why not. I think there should be a Son's Day as well, something like that.
Well, that's what they got the classic. Every day is.
Yes, this is true. We get all the presents Christmas, and that ball's popped up into the glove of Chase Sccbl for 2 outs. Jackson Critch just couldn't get on top of that one with the bases loaded. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning, 17-2.
And he's not happy with himself for a second straight at bat, swinging at the high pitch. And he's visibly upset for, again, the second straight at bat.
Maybe he'll take the bat to the water cooler like
Brian Wilson
did that. Brian Wilson, yes, Brian Wilson did that. So that's not out of the realm of possibility here. Second and third. Runners are on second and third. Ball misses high again. Once again, Jesse Villalobos was missing high, and so is Aaron Halpert. Aaron Halpert. Once again, ball's chopped up over to Sam Neufeld. Sam Neufeld makes a nice play. Throws it, stretches, though. Pearson lost Connor McCullum, and he doesn't get him.
He
So
can't
that makes
handle
it 18-2.
It was a throw on the run for Neufeld, and it was in the dirt. Maybe Bowman would have dug it at first, but McCullum is unable to stick it in the glove. So it's 18-2. And I think that put the game out of reach, probably.
Yeah, I would agree. It was in reach, especially with the time limit before that run, but that put the nail in the coffin. The nail has been put in the coffin. The hammer's been hit, and this game is in the graveyard.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for the Bulldogs, but they'll come out fighting in the 9th inning regardless.
And as long as I'm sure Chris Joyce, yeah, they're getting hammered right now, but if you give effort, that's all you can kind of take out of some of these games.
All you can
it's
ask
all you can
for.
do, all you can control sometimes, and if the effort remains high from this Riverside Bulldog team, it will not be a wasted season.
No, and we have yet to see them give up in a game, and they've had some big losses, but they fought to the last out in every game.
Errors in pitching have undone this team recently. Is the number 31 from the
31 is Jeff Oken.
Jeff Okie goes golfing there and doesn't get a piece of it. Speaking of golfing, who's up in the U.S. Open?
I haven't been keeping track. Been watching a baseball game.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious to see. I remember Ricky Fowler was there. He was 8 under yesterday, having a good day. And
great putt. I saw that highlight.
Really? What was he doing?
He had like a.
Oh, are you talking about on Friday?
Maybe it was a highlight play.
Yeah, on Friday I saw that. I know which one you're talking about. He hit a birdie from almost 60 feet out on a slope at Aaron Hills, and it was just a really nice putt there by Ricky Fowler. But Ricky Fowler, as we've seen so many times, folds on the last couple days, folds on what you would call moving day, and we'll see if he can get the job done. Of course, Sergio Garcia also was 2 under yesterday. We're going to check the U.S. Open standings right now. We do have a ball game going on as well. However, it's an 18-2 game. It's been over for a little bit, pretty much, and we're here for the last couple plays of the game here, and pitching on the mound today. There's going to be a pitching change for the Riverside Bulldogs. It's number 30.
Matt McElligott.
Matt McElligott.
From Pasadena, so.
A local boy. Pasadena City College also won their first conference title in 45 years this year, so congrats to them. There's a a lot of players from Pasadena City College on this Arroyo Seco team, and obviously it makes sense. And we do have, as you probably already know, whoever's listening, Ricky Fowler is 10 under right now. The lead is Brian Harmon. With Brian Harmon, he's 12 under right now. These guys are really playing out there at the U.S. Open. But back to the ball game we have on hand.
Now batting, Aaron Halpert.
Aaron Halpert, who went in and pitched last inning, up to bat here. Ball misses by Mac McElgott. Matt McElgott throws again. That ball's hit to second base to Micah Lloyd, and he's thrown out. So 1 out, 9th inning. And up now is Jolavina. Jolavina, tall kid. Nick Valdez, pardon me, not Jolavina. Jolavina is unable to join us today.
Now batting, number 12, Nick Valdez.
I'm a little surprised Valdez didn't come in to pitch today.
Yeah, he's shown he can produce, and they definitely could have needed him today. They've needed every pitcher on earth today. It seems they're really struggling with pitching so far. McElgott in to close the game. 1 out here. And Nick Valdez at the plate. That ball's hit over to second to Micah Lloyd. Micah Lloyd, routine grounder, collects it, gives it to first. That was a repeat of the last play for Micah Lloyd. Micah Lloyd just scooping up a ground ball that looked exactly the same. 2 outs remaining. It's the end of the game here, the 9th inning. Chase Sccbl up to bat here.
Now batting.
Last chance for the Bulldogs to stay alive.
Last chance. 18-2 ball game.
Now, Michael Lloyd is the second baseman for Arroyo Seco, and he's shorter than a lot of the players out here, but he looks the part. He plays hard, plays smooth defense at second, and he's hit pretty well today out of the 9-hole, so size doesn't matter in baseball as much as it does in other sports.
Chase Sccbl now. Legs have got to be wobbling. He's been catching for 3 hours. Back-to-back games. As Sccbl swings at that one. Doesn't get it to go. 2-1 count here. 2 outs. 18-2 ball game. Breaking ball. McElgott gets it on the edge there. And that ball's popped up. High, wide, right, foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And the Bulldogs are down to their last strike here.
$18-2 here. The last strike for the Riverside Bulldogs. And that ball's hit once again, fouled off to the right.
Onto the Santiago Hill.
Onto the hill. Sun's beginning to not set here, but it's getting low and striking us and getting us a little bit of a tan here. Ball's in the dirt by McElgott. Chase Sccbl. Pardon me, this is McCollum.
That's Sccbl.
It's Sccbl. I looked at the New Balances.
Sccbl walks.
Sccbl walks. So don't call it a comeback here, but 18-2 ball game. Bottom of the ninth. 2 outs.
Now batting number 7, Gio Villanueva.
Gio Villanueva now hitting.
Gio Villanueva of the Academy of Arts. Playing the Pac West with Cal Baptist. And Villanueva hits that into center field. It's going to be a base hit. They're 2 on. Rally, the pitcher's name is Sally, Drew. This could be a big comeback.
Is that what you say?
You never heard that chant?
Well, I don't think I have.
Really?
I played a lot of baseball.
We used to sing that one back in RBY back in the day.
RBY being Redlands Baseball for Youth Pony League.
Now batting number 19, right fielder, Max Marinkovic.
Max Mirkovic up with runners on first and second. Counts as a strike there. 0-1 is the count. Runners on first and second. 18-2. That ball's hit over far left field. Nobody's going to be there, and it drops in the field of play, but 2 runs are going to come and score to alleviate the look of the score on, we have two runs now. 18-4. A good hit there.
And it's exactly what we said about the team last inning. They don't go down without a fight. Even when it looks bleak, this is the biggest margin they've had in a game, the largest they've been behind. And they're still fighting up there every at-bat. And now Connor McCollum will bat again, and let's see if the dugout is as excited about this at-bat.
So runner on second. Connor McCollum up to bat in an 18-4 game. 2 outs remaining in the 9th inning. Big swing by Connor McCollum.
And he was well late on that fastball.
McCollum once again came in for relief pitching. Big swing there. Down 0-2. Runner on second base. His teammates encouraging him.
I'd be surprised if he got anything besides another fastball right here. He's been behind both of them.
And he gets a fastball, but it misses for a ball 1-2 count. And that ball misses again. 2-2 is the count for Matt McElligott and company. 2 outs remaining, 18-4 ball game. Bottom of the 9th. And there's a strike. He strikes out looking. That's Connor McCollum. And that ends the game. It was a very long game, very laborious game. 4 pitchers pitched for the Riverside Bulldogs on a roster that has 6 or 7 guys that can pitch. Aaron Halpert went in for a little bit. He doesn't really even pitch. So a very difficult game for the Riverside Bulldogs team as they go into Palm Springs, California, where it's going to be blazing hot, facing a blazing hot team in the Riverside Bulldog, in the Palm Springs Power.
Yeah, and an 18-4 loss is not good. To take one positive from this, it's going to be hard to outdo that one as far as giving up runs.
Yes, that is the case. So we are done with today's broadcast. We appreciate you tuning in. The Arroyo Seco Sentinels top the Riverside Bulldogs 18-4. For Drew Knight, I'm Bradford Evans. It's been a pleasure.